Welcome back, listeners, to Simple Mind Space. Today's episode dives deep into the heart of serenity, into understanding the nature of our minds and how to navigate the turbulent waters of our emotions to find true peace. We're going to explore this through a fascinating analogy, the stillness of flowing water. Have you ever stopped to observe a seemingly still body of water? It might appear calm on the surface, but look closer and you'll see a gentle current, a constant flow. That, my friends, is the kind of serenity we're talking about today. A serenity that exists not in the absence of movement, but in the midst of it. It's a serenity that arises from deep understanding, from wisdom. Imagine yourself perched atop a serene mountain, enveloped by stillness, alone with your thoughts. At this moment, all you truly possess are your body and your mind. This physical presence is your body, while your awareness, your thoughts, your feelings, that's your mind. In the grand scheme of things, both of these are transient, ever-changing. They are what we call namarupa, impermanent and lacking inherent existence. Now, when we talk about the mind, understand that we're not talking about some mystical, far-off entity. It's right here, right now, experiencing this very moment. But here's the catch. The untrained mind, the mind clouded by impurities, isn't inherently peaceful. It needs guidance, it needs training. Many associate peace with specific postures or rituals, but true peace is a state of mind. Whether you're walking, sitting, or lying down, every action can be an act of mindfulness. It's about cultivating awareness and understanding in every moment. There's a misconception that true stillness comes from suppressing all thoughts, from achieving a state of absolute blankness. But that's like trying to force a river to stop flowing. It's unsustainable and ultimately lifeless. True peace doesn't come from suppression, but from understanding. Think of a single-pointed mind, a mind focused on a single object of meditation. It's not about forcing the mind to be still, but rather about gently guiding it back to the object of focus whenever it strays. It's like training a puppy. With patience and consistency, the mind learns to find stability. Many people chase after happiness and try to avoid suffering, but they chase without truly understanding what these states are. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're going out and you put your favorite pen in your front pocket. Later, you decide to move it to your back pocket. Then you reach into your front pocket and panic. The pen is gone. You search frantically, becoming more and more distressed. Where did it go? You've lost something valuable. But then you remember, you moved it to your back pocket. Instantly, the worry dissolves. You haven't found the pen yet, but the knowledge of its whereabouts brings you peace. You're no longer lost in the anguish of loss. This, my friends, is what happens when we understand the root of our emotions, the peace that comes from seeing clearly. True inner peace isn't about silencing the mind entirely, but about calming the storms of our afflictions. It's about developing wisdom and understanding. Think of a patch of grass weighed down by a heavy rock. The grass might appear subdued, but remove the rock and it springs back to life. The same goes for our afflictions. They might seem dormant, but the potential for them to resurface remains. True peace, the peace of wisdom, is like permanently removing that rock, allowing for genuine growth and liberation. Cultivation of the mind is an ongoing process. Concentration and wisdom are two sides of the same coin, two aspects of this journey. They arise from the same source, but serve different functions. Just like a mango starts small and green but eventually grows and ripens, so too does our mind transform through practice. The key is to always begin with the mind itself, to understand its workings, its tendencies, its nature. Without this foundation, our practice lacks direction. It's like wanting to reach a destination without knowing where you are. You might wander aimlessly, but you'll never truly arrive. We often categorize things as good or bad, right or wrong. But true understanding lies in seeing beyond these dualities. A knife, for example, has both a handle and a blade. You hold it by the handle to utilize its sharpness. But the handle itself isn't the knife, nor is the blade. They are both parts of the same whole. Similarly, good and bad are relative concepts. Clinging to one and rejecting the other leads to imbalance. True wisdom lies in understanding the nature of both and seeing beyond their superficial labels. It's about understanding the impermanence, the interconnectedness of all things. Our minds are like playful monkeys, constantly swinging from one thought to the next, grabbing on to fleeting desires and aversions. The key is to observe this monkey mind without getting caught up in its antics. Imagine you encounter a monkey in the wild. You observe its playful nature, its constant movement, but you don't let it agitate you. You've seen monkeys before. You understand their nature. The same goes for our minds. When we understand the nature of our thoughts and emotions, we no longer become enslaved by them. When you see a monkey reaching for something, grabbing onto it, you don't intervene, you simply observe. Similarly, when difficult emotions arise, instead of suppressing them or getting swept away, simply observe them. Acknowledge their presence without judgment. This is how we cultivate true inner peace. Emotions are like passing weather patterns. There are sunny days and stormy days, but they all eventually pass. By recognizing their transient nature, we loosen their grip on us. Imagine you have a delicious meal in front of you. It's tempting to get attached to the flavors, to crave them even after the meal is finished. But remind yourself, this too is impermanent. The pleasure of the meal will fade, just as all things do. This understanding of impermanence, this is the essence of wisdom. It allows us to engage with the world fully, to experience joy and sorrow without becoming enslaved by them. Remember, the path to peace isn't about becoming emotionless, but about becoming free from the tyranny of our emotions. It's about learning to ride the waves of life with grace and wisdom. Our practice should permeate every aspect of our lives, not just our meditation cushions. Whether we are walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, we can practice mindfulness. The key is to bring awareness to each moment, to observe the arising of thoughts and sensations without judgment. Don't be afraid of challenges, of distractions. Each time the mind wanders, gently guide it back to the present moment. Just as a skilled craftsman hones their craft through consistent practice, we too can train our minds to find peace and clarity. True peace, true freedom, comes from understanding that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions. We are the awareness that observes these fleeting states. And in that awareness, in that understanding, lies the key to unlocking our deepest potential. I hope this episode serves as a reminder to approach our practice with patience, with diligence, and above all, with kindness towards ourselves. Remember, the journey to inner peace is not about perfection, but about progress. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to the serenity we seek. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, true peace is always within reach. Until next time, take care and keep cultivating that simple mind space.